Hey guys, it's Snowflake, and I'm here to bring you the rules to a FIFA minigame that I have created called Guess My Draft. The game requires one host, usually me, and two contestants to play. The aim of the game is for the contestants to try and predict the players that the host has on their screen. They take it in turns to name a league, a nation, a club, and the name of a player, and they score points based on how many of the players match the criteria that they guessed. Once the host's starting lineup has been completed, the contestant with the most points wins. And this is what the game screen will probably look like. Don't worry about all of the information because I will explain it. For the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to have Ronaldo and Messi as our two contestants. So ordinarily, the two contestants would play rock, paper, scissors at the start of the game, and the winner could either decide who goes first and who goes second, or they can pick the formation out of the five you can see. For the purposes of this video, we'll say Ronaldo is going to go first, and that Messi picked the 4-3-3-3 formation. In the first round, both players make their guesses privately to the host by messaging them. To make a guess, you must pick a league, you must pick a nation, you must pick a club, and you must pick a player name. For the purposes of this first round, we'll say Ronaldo would have picked Serie A, he would have picked Portugal, he would have picked Juventus, and then he would have picked Ronaldo. Now, you don't have to focus your guess on one player. You can spread them around, but for the purposes of explaining the point system, I'm going to do it like this. We'll also say Lionel Messi's guess would be La Liga, and Argentina, and Barcelona, and Messi. Now, in this case, we'll calculate Ronaldo's score first. So, since there are two Serie A players, Zapata and De Ligt, he will score 2 points, so you get 1 point for each player that is in the league you guessed. He also guessed Portugal. Since Nelson Semedo is Portuguese, he gets 2 points for each player with the same nation. He guessed Juventus. Since there is one Juventus player in De Ligt, he scores 3 points. And he also guessed Ronaldo, but since Ronaldo is not here, he won't score 5 points because you get 5 points if you guess a player's name correctly. And that makes for a total of 7 points. Now, if we look at Lionel Messi's points, he guessed La Liga first. Since there are two La Liga players in Messi and Semedo, he scores 1 point for each, so 2 points. He guessed Argentina, and since he's in there and he's from Argentina, he gets 2 more points, which makes 4. He gets 3 points for each player in the club that he guessed, so since he guessed Barcelona, and Messi and Semedo are both part of the 5, he gets a total of 6 points, for a total of 10, and since he also guessed himself, he gets another 5 points to make a total of 15, so therefore Messi has won the first round. And the other bonus to winning the first round is you get to choose which player gets selected as captain. This doesn't score any points, but it could be a strategic move, as in the rest of the game, players will take turns selecting positions from the formation and scoring in their rounds in those positions. So, for example, Messi wants to pick himself, so the striker position is now taken for the rest of the game. For the rest of the game, players will pick positions such as right back, centre defensive mid, whichever they want, and making their guesses based on that. In this demonstration, since Ronaldo agreed to go first, he is now able to pick a position out of the remaining ones apart from Messi. And for the purposes of this demonstration, he's going to pick the left wing. And once again, there will be a choice of 5 players. After their turn is done, the contestant gets to select which player is picked in that position. Again, this does not score any points, but it does mean that player won't come up in any other position, so it could be a good tactical move. There are 10 players left, so both players will get 5 rounds of their own each, and they also get 5 lifelines, and they must use one of these lifelines in each of their rounds. The lifelines are from top to bottom on your screen, starting with type. So if a player chooses to use the lifeline type, the host has to tell them the card types of all of the 5 players on the screen. In this example, I would tell them player 1 is a gold rare, player 2 is a team of the year, players 3 and 4 are gold rares, and player 5 is a team of the season. The second lifeline is initials. So if a player chooses to call in the lifeline initials, then I would have to tell them the initials of each card that is in the selection. So in this case, I would say player 1 is J, player 2 is H, player 3 is L, player 4, who has 2 names, I would have to give the initials of both names. So for Marco Asensio, I would say MA, and for player 5, I would say C. The third lifeline is called reveal. If a contestant chooses to call in the lifeline reveal, then they can choose either the league or the nation, and I will have to reveal either all 5 of the players' leagues or all 5 of the players' nations. So if they asked for me to reveal the leagues, I would tell them that players 1 to 4 are from La Liga and player 5 is from League 1. If they asked to reveal the nations, I would say player 1 and 4 are from Spain, player 2 is from Belgium, player 3 is from France, player 5 is from the Republic of Ireland. Whichever one they ask me to reveal, they cannot guess that one. So if they ask me to reveal the leagues, they can't guess any leagues, and so on. It's worth mentioning that in the context of this game, icon can be used as both a league and a club. So if, for example, I revealed that a player was an icon, then they could still guess icon as their club team, and you could score some 3 points that way. The icon can be guessed as league and a club. That's an important thing to note. The fourth lifeline is rating. So pretty self-explanatory, this one. If a player asks me to reveal the rating, I have to reveal the ratings of all 5 of the players. So I would say player 1 is 80 rated, player 2 is 92 rated, players 3 and 4 are both 83 rated, and player 5 is 85 rated. And the final lifeline is match finder. So this lifeline, if it gets called in, requires me to tell the person whose turn it is if there are any players who have similarities. So I guess it's easier to just demonstrate. So in this example, I would say players 1 to 4 are all from the same league. I won't specify which league that is, but they're all in the same league. I would say players 1 and 4 come from the same nation. I would say players 2 and 4 play for the same club. And if there was any players there that had the same name, I would also mention that. The game ends when both players have had 5 rounds each, and the player with the most points is determined to be the winner. If there is a tie, then the subs bench and the reserves can be used in sudden death rounds where, similar to the first round, both players will privately guess their guess to the host via private message, and whoever wins a round first will win. In terms of lifelines at this stage, both players are allowed to use one lifeline as long as it is all done privately, and they can choose any lifeline they want, and that is unlimited to as long as sudden death goes on for. So for example, they could pick 2 different or 2 of the same lifelines if there were 2 sudden death rounds. Hopefully at some point there will be a winner determined, and that's it. I hope you guys have enjoyed the rules and understood them. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Hopefully this will be a fun game that I can play on my channel with some other people at some time. For now, hope you have a great day, and peace.